Hey everyone, RetroTech Chris here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you're here. So today, we're going to be having a look at my journey to Vintage Computing Fest Midwest and see what I saw there. I really had a great time. I was sad when it was over, but it was a lot of fun to go. So what we're gonna do today is take you through a couple of things. First, I'll show you the journey to get there, as well as show you the pre-show and the show itself, as well as some of the presentations that were given. Then we'll look at some of the things that were for sale that I call the deals. And then from there, we'll talk about some of the people and friendships that I made along the way. I will warn you, this is going to be a bit of a lightning round when we look at the show portion and the pre-show portion. Definitely, if you have any comments, leave them below. I apologize, I don't have expertise in all these systems, but I wanted to show you what I saw in case there's something that you're really passionate about. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you after the video. Let's go. So since I do live in the East, I did have to travel to get there. Here you can see me getting in my car to drive to the airport, and we'll go ahead and wave goodbye to everybody. And before long, I'm at Baltimore Washington International Airport that you can see here. And it was really a beautiful day to be flying. Look at those clouds in the sky, absolutely beautiful day. And I had a good flight, everything was on time for departure, so that's good. The airport, however, was quite empty, as you can see here. It was a quiet day at BWI. So I went and found my gate so that I knew where it was. That's always important. And from there, I went and found this delicious food you see here. And before long, we were boarded and on our way. Looking out this window, once again, you can see that beautiful sky, all of those nice clouds. It was an absolutely gorgeous day for flying. Here I am picking up my rental car, which I got on super deal. I always take my camera around looking for damage to get it on record. And before long, I was at the Clarion Inn and Waterford Conference Center, which was a short 20-minute drive from the airport. You can see the venue on the left and the hotel on the right. And as soon as I walked into the hotel, I saw this Vintage Computer Festival Midwest sign. And I found the speaker schedule taped to one of the walls inside the venue. How exciting. And I was quick to meet some friends. You can see several of them in this picture here, and we'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. So although the event officially opened on Saturday, there was a preview, if you will, on Friday. I don't know if it was official or not, but I certainly looked around. I saw this nice Geo station here for vintage networking. However, it was powered off at the time because, well, things weren't set up until the next day in some cases, but not all cases. And I found Coco Man. And I was fascinated by this. Look at this, these arcade transcoded examples of arcade games running on Coco machines. We saw Joust, we see Donkey Kong, and we'll also see Pac-Man here in just a second. So cool, I'm gonna totally have to do this with my Coco. From there, I went and found these new bricks that were hanging around. So if you have a C64 or Amiga, there's your option if you want to get a power supply that won't blow up your machine. I also found this nice Ultimate 64, running this game here. What a nice looking machine in that clear case. Absolutely love it. I'm not a Commodore person, but just look at the aesthetics of this. Maybe you are, so now you can see it. And I'm frantically Googling as I make this video. This is a Tinamouth Mini, I believe. It's a mini pet. What a cool little device. Wow. Given the Commodore Pet software next to it, I'm guessing that's it. Maybe somebody knows more about it, but it looks like a cool little machine. Well, here's a real pet, not too far away. So there must be some sort of resemblance here as well, but pretty cool to see this Commodore exhibit. This Commodore A600 is a really cool little machine from what I understand. It can natively read CF cards. Next up, we have this really nice display with a lot of phones. Apparently phones have become a thing at VCFMW, and these are no exception. Wow, how nice. Look at these phones and different recording devices. I didn't ask a lot about them, but I thought it was pretty cool. A nice donation payphone setup, a very nice gesture to help fund the costs. Here's a Victor PC, which I believe is 8088 based. What a cool looking little machine here. This is Texelec's table, Packard Bell PV500, and an IBM PS2 system to demonstrate his microchannel products. And here we have the 8-Bit Guy's stack of games ready for sale for the next day. Here we have the Computer Clan display, and Ken has filled it with awesomeness. Look at that Next Cube, look at that rare Mac i3 prototype, look at that 20th anniversary Macintosh, and we'll take a closer look at the different signs because it's Ken and his signs are awesome. So we can see that there, there's the Next Cube sign. I love Ken, he's the best. It's pretty darn cool if you ask me. And there's that next cube just a little bit closer up, not powered on because once again it is the night before. And there's the insanely rare iMac G3 prototype sign. And a little closer look at that 20th anniversary Macintosh, as well as this ModBook tablet, which once powered on the next day, people were signing and drawing on. And we'll see some of that when we look at the video for after the show opens. And here we have LGR's wood grain PC and a nice wood grain tablecloth and hamburger mouse. Very, very cool. And of course, a Gravis gamepad as well. And look at this beautiful new old stock OptiQuest monitor and SSK IBM keyboard he has. And the Megalunium Monster or something to that effect. And a very nice NEC monitor as well. Here we have a beautiful Apple IIc. Just look at it. It is so cool to see these. I was always fond of these. Such nice machines. Nice form factor for Apple II. You can see it starting up here, loading ProDOS, and then it will say that it is waking up the robots. Here we have an Apple II GS, and this is a machine after my own heart, running the GSOS, I believe. We had these in my high school. And look, it has a CD-ROM drive. How cool is that? Here's a nice IBM, I believe it's a 380C or something like that. A cool little retro IBM ThinkPad. And next we find the Atari table. Lots of Ataris, a nice Sony monitor there. I guess we've got Atari disk drives and Atari machines. Also a Casio calculator over in this area, pretty darn cool. I don't know a lot about it. There's also a Panasonic calculator, but it has a printer attached, it appears. And here's a TI-99A, how cool. This was for sale. And here we have a PC Junior, very complete for sale, with a nice keyboard and monitor, and some joysticks, and you can see it's already sold. I'm sure that didn't last long. Very nice little machine. I'm sure somebody will find it. A very happy home. Lots of box software to go with it. And now we see this nice TRS-80 system here with a system expander in it that you can see on top. Very cool little machine. Unfortunately not powered on, so we didn't see much about it. And here we have the machine that Tandy should have built, I guess, an ECS system. Cool little machine, but again, not powered on. And my main interest here was not the machine, but the cool little Radio Shack truck and that battery, which is absolutely adorable. I loved it, but this is an LNW80. Moving on, I saw this little exhibit across the way that had some legacy type games with a Commodore 128D. Sitting next to it, wasn't running at the time, but I did get some video of it. I imagine others will have it in their VCF videos, a Commodore VIC-20 as well. And I believe this is a 64, so yeah, nice Commodore lineup. And here's a machine after my own heart, a maxed out IBM XT system, 3 monitors, 8 floppy drives, an Amdek Video 310A, which is a beautiful monochrome monitor. I had one growing up. What a nice little machine. I love it when people take the initiative to max out a machine like this. Very cool. Here we have a variety of items, Compumate, Megaduck. Not completely familiar with it, but it looks like a pretty cool little gaming system. I should learn more about it, but you can also see a nice assortment of games for sale for various systems. Pretty fun. And this nice little legacy machine as well, which is branded Philips. I don't know what it is, but it looks pretty cool. Here we have a televideo display extraordinaire. Lots of terminals from different vintages, it appears. And what I really like about this, even though I don't know a lot about these machines, as you will see in a minute, is the original sales literature is present. Look at that. Pretty cool. $24.95 on the left there, you can see. Kind of interesting how that cycle works, isn't it? But yeah, there's a close-up of it, but these are just beautiful. Look at those nice graphics kind of filling in there. Pretty cool. Love those keyboards too. They're really something. And here's some more over on a rack. There were more televideo systems, so there were lots of these at the show. Very, very nice. I think these were brought by Patrick Finnegan, if I'm not mistaken. Next up, have a look at this IBM system. Very cool machine. I didn't get a lot of specs on it, but I saw it. I guess it's a System 34 system from the badge there. Very nice. A bit of a monster. And I saw this little Molar Mac in the corner, and I just had to grab a picture of it. Very nice little machine. So now that it's showtime, machines are running, starting with this networked GEOS machine. If you want to learn a little more about it, Dr. Dave's Diversions did a nice explanation of it in his video. Here's an AT&T Unix PC. Pretty cool. Unfortunately was not powered on, but I love that keyboard and monitor. And look at this nice HP 2627A terminal. Look at the graphics, the colors. And this particular machine even has the manual, including a pocket guide. You better have big pockets. Here we have a Digital Equipment VT420 terminal with a silicon graphics keyboard. Very nice. So walking past, this machine caught my eye as it was reading a tape, and from there a program was loaded. Pretty cool. And I have to hand it to these folks. They've come up with a very innovative way to rewind the tape after running the program. Why not use a drill? So that was kind of fun to watch, and I love the innovation there. You can see all the different punches in the tape. Pretty cool. Here we see a close-up of a loaded program. You have that nice little spinning wheel. How cool is that? Next to this HP terminal with that keyboard that I love. I had the same one on my Vectra QS16S back in the day. Very cool. Next up, we have this beautiful Macintosh LC3, a throwback to my high school days. Nice little system. And then we go to the Silicon Graphics corner, where this individual brought several Silicon Graphics machines, an Indy, an Indigo, an Onyx, lots of machines, a Fuel, a Tesro, I guess you would call it, as well as several rack mount. And apparently you can chain these together and they share all the resources. Silicon Graphics always was the choice for heavy workloads processing back in the day when it came to, well, graphics. Look at these beautiful clamshell Macs, and the reason that the individual's pointing to them is apparently some of them were earlier because they had different covers on them, and I apologize, I'm not a Mac expert, but I'm sure somebody in the comments will know. So here we have, I guess it's called a Flower Mac, iMac, and there were two of them, and I believe these were for sale. So those are pretty cool as well. Back over to look at more Atari stuff. This one's running FujiNet, I believe. Pretty cool little concept there. I did see Thomas Cherry Holmes at the show. I know he is a big FujiNet person, so that was cool to see. Here we have Texelec's table, and he has a variety of new hardware for old systems like the ReSound 2 OPL3. Great little card, as well as different adapter cards. You should definitely have a look. Go to his website, you can see more about it, but it was very cool to see all of this on display. Always impressed with his products, so definitely worth looking at if you need something. This Mac system you see here was for sale, and it did not last long from what I understand, but it is a beast. And over to LGR's table, I just wanted to go over once again while the MIDI system was on and the Star printer was there. So we got a chance to see that. Here we see a nice Commodore SX64. I can't really keep up with all these Commodores, and you can see various accessories for it. I always love these new accessories for old machines, and there's a nice picture of it. Beautiful little machine. Here we have a TurboMaster CPU. It's an accelerator for the Commodore 64. And on the ground, I spotted this Compact Portable 3. How cool is that? I think it was for sale. Okay, get ready for this. This is cool. This is a TRS-80 that can essentially browse the web. This is a TRS-80 Model 1. And through those interconnects that you see there, it can browse the web. You can enter a search term on the TRS Wiki server. Very cool. Here is a Sharp X68000. Very cool Japanese PC. And it was very nice to see these tech specs up on display as well. Here we have some more hardware emulation for a Commodore 64, I believe. Here we have a Coleco Atom with tape drive, some nice printout there from advertisement, a printer which was required to power them on at one point, a floppy drive, and a Commodore monitor, I believe, and some literature there about the Atom. Very cool display. Love it, absolutely love it. Very cool adapters. Cassette tapes. This is such a cool little machine. I've never really played with them, but it sure looks cool. Lots of manuals as well, very complete. When I saw this PS2 Model 25, I had to have a closer look. This is a Model 25 286, and I've seen the 8088 and 386 variants, but I had to get a close-up of this. Here we have a Commodore CBM 8032. Very nice. I love it when the hood is propped on these so you can see inside. And next to it, we have a little homebrew computer here. I guess it's a Harris emulated computer, something to that degree. And over here, we can see on this table, this individual was selling different components that he didn't need, that he had assembled from past projects. Always cool to pass on what you have to others. Very nice. Love the Coco. Here we have an Amstrad with the Super Twist. Very cool, a PPC 640. We saw one of these in my Dallas video. Such a cool machine. Here we have an Acorn system. A BBC Master 128 released in 1986, and you can read the spec sheet there. Very cool little 6502 based machine, very nice. And also an Auric Atmos. Never heard about it? You can pause the video and read more about it. Here we have another homebrew project, very cool, PCBs available if you want to build one for yourself. Here we have a VIC 2020, I love that keyboard. Very cool, running CBM Basic version 2, nice machine. Look at this tower of Apple IIc boxes and this nice 2C. And this has a nice display. I think Geek with Social Skills did a video recently on this type of display. I love that. That pairs with the 2C so nicely. What we have here is a fascinating digital machine. You should go look at Dr. Dave's Diversions video. He wrote a hackathon style program for this PDP-11 during the conference. So definitely go check that out. 8-inch disk drives, and they go click, 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 click. They have solenoids in them. I'm surprised they don't wear themselves out. What a cool machine. This was definitely one of the coolest things at the show. And here we have some arcade games, and you can see my face if you look closely in the reflection. But first here we have the game, wait for it, Tempest! It's none other than Tempest, how cool! And also Missile Command, and I'm gonna zoom down on this one and zoom back up, and you'll see different splash screens or different screens on the display. What a nice looking cabinet. So cool to see these here. People were playing these. I happened to snag video of this while people were in one of the other events or featured presentations. Here we have Asteroids. Very nice to see that. Look at the color of the art versus the plainness of the game. It's kind of interesting how that works out, isn't it? But a very nice console. And here we have Mr. Do. Gotta love that. I guess that was kind of a Dig Dug style clone, or maybe Dig Dug copied Mr. Do, not sure. Here's a very cool Timex and ZX80 display. I was surprised just how small these machines are. I've never seen one in person. Very cool display. And here we have a very cool CAD design station. This is what we would call CAD design on a budget. Very cool machine brought to the show by Alex. I was very glad to spend some time with him and learn more about that, so thanks for taking the time to explain it. And here we see a picture of various British micros brought by Chris. And I apologize for not getting a video here, but I think the flicker of the CRTs would drive you a little crazy. Maybe next time RetroTech Chris will have a better camera when he goes to the show. And here we have a couple of pictures. We have some Atari systems that you see here, as well as Atari and Commodore, and that nice Bose wave radio you see there, and this nice PET with the chiclet keyboard that I believe Dr. Dave talked about in his video, as well as this nice POS system that you see here for doing point of sale. So that was kind of cool as well. And finally, I made it back to the Computer Clan exhibit where you can see that that mod book is turned on and people have drawn on it. So the first presentation was by the 8-bit guy. You can see him walking and smiling here. It was a demo scene demonstration. The full video will be available online on the VCFMW YouTube channel. Next, we had this wonderful panel moderated by Trickster, and you see that we have LGR, that we have the 8-bit guy, and we have Computer Clan in the video. I also did attend the auction. I didn't buy anything, but it was sure fun to see people bidding against each other. And it was also cool because this serves as a fundraiser for the show. Not sure if this was going to be online or not. You might have to attend in person next year if you want to see it, but it was a lot of fun as well. Let's talk about the deals. They were everywhere. Oh my goodness, look at this. All of these different Atari manuals. In this case, I'm glad I only brought a backpack. I'd be in a lot of trouble otherwise. I do know some people who bought luggage to ship things home. So there's some VIC-20 manuals, Nintendo guides. I saw a Super Mario 2 one there. Tons and tons of things for sale. And the vendors were nice. Look at these Tandies for sale. Oh, this nice iMac. I just wanted to buy things, but I didn't. A nice iBook G4. Look at this beautiful monitor for $10. Oh my goodness, so much. This IBM Aptiva, this little compact desktop. And nothing was that expensive. Everything was very reasonable. These were not eBay prices. An Atari 5200. I haven't seen one of these in ages. $100 and it could have been yours. So cool. A lot of laptops. These look a little newer to me, but that's okay. And tons of desktops. There were desktops everywhere for sale, and they were not expensive. Really, the idea was to get them in the hands of collectors, and it's very admirable what these sellers were doing. Look at this old new stock memory, $5 a piece. I didn't need any, but I could have bought some. This T3200SX, I actually videotaped this right after it sold. Bonus Life Computers was at the show. They did a great job of presenting lots of different items for sale. They had a TRS-80, they had an Amstrad that you can see here, several PAL Commodores, which is kind of cool, and VIC-20s as well. Not sure if they were PAL, but you have those as well. Atari 600s. I'm not an Atari guy. Apple IIs, but look at this, 800XE. Just look at this. What a selection of things. This Atari machine here, I love the mouse on it. A Vectrex, just look. An SX64, I can hardly keep up. There's just so many things for sale. It was so cool. It was fun to see. Also, this Commodore Colt was for sale somewhere else. Somebody definitely should have grabbed that. An Amiga, again, it's a good thing I didn't bring a suitcase. And oh, there were so many Packard Bells and so much cheaper than the one that I just bought. I was kicking myself. You could buy this nice AT system here, but the cardboard box is not included. But just look at that setup. Absolutely beautiful. This nice PowerPC, $45. Are you kidding me? I was excited to see those cards for sale and that compact software. And look up here, a set of LabTech speakers, new, unopened. How cool is that? Those Macs, so cool. Memory, mice. Oh my goodness, there was everything there. Look at that Microsoft mouse, unsealed. IBM Model M keyboard for $75. He said he'd go lower. I said, don't sell it for that. But everybody was so kind. A compact desktop, $25 for a Desk Pro. Oh my goodness, absolutely wonderful. This beautiful Enlight case I would have taken home. I had one just like it, but again, I did not bring anything back. Look at this stack of Packard Bells and Compacts and Dells and that Packard Bell monitor. Oh, a Dell there, another Packard Bell desktop, a Compact, a Canon. And this poor monitor here, they kept lowering the price and nobody bought it. I guess nobody wanted to haul it home, but that was nice as well. So I'll show you some of the folks I spent time with. Here we have Rick from Rick's Random Retro. You should definitely check out his channel. Here we have Mr. McIntosh, great guy. I love talking to you, Ryan. Here we have Trickster, the showrunner who did an outstanding job. Here we have Lazy Game Reviews. I think I've heard of him. Here we have Computer Clan. I've also heard of him. And here we have Mac84. We spent a lot of time together, had a great time. Here I have Dr. Dave. He's been with me since the beginning, so it was great to see him. And here's Ron from Ron's Computer Videos. He is the funniest guy you'll ever meet. See what I mean? Great guy. And here I am with Alt Shatner. Maybe he'll be a YouTuber someday. We'll see. And here we are at lunch. We went to various lunch places, had a lot of fun with that. Here's my Chicago hot dog that I bought, and here I am with the crew. There's Rick, there's Dr. Dave, and to the left here we also have Super Mole Retro with us there who will wave at us. And over to my right, once again, that really funny guy, Ron from Ron's Computer Videos. He cracks me up every time. Okay, well that's what I had for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time putting all this together. It was so much fun reviewing the clips as I was sitting here today and doing the editing. It brought back a lot of memories. Once again, I am sad it's over, but I'm looking forward to next year. And I hope that you can go too. I would love to see you there. I would love to meet you. I had a chance to meet a lot of fellow YouTubers as well as some of my subscribers at this past event, and that was a lot of fun. And I plan to go next year unless I'm 6 feet under. Otherwise, I'll be there. In all cases, thank you for watching today. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed and ring that notification bell and you'll be notified when new videos are available. If you liked what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. In all cases, it's been great having you along for the retro journey. This is a lot of fun. I absolutely love doing this. I'm glad that you're joining me as we look at different things each week. It certainly is my pleasure and I love interacting with you. So comment below so we can chat. In all cases, I will see you next week. Until then, bye for now.